So, um, it's been a few months since I made one of these, and I don't really know why, other than, my phone quality ain't that great, and I just really been dealing with a lot and probably dealing with it poorly. So now I'm trying to go back to basics and go back to some of the things that I felt like were helping me before, because lately I have been really stressed, and I can see it. I can see that I'm stressed, and I can see that, you know, I can see where it's coming from, but I'm having a hard time managing it. So I picked up a couple unhealthy habits, and now that I'm trying to, or I've made the decision to put them down, I know for me, I'm going to have to replace it with something. And I know, that there were certain things that helped me, and this is one of them. So, um, I just want to say a couple things. I'm in the Walmart parking lot. First of all, I would like to say that I hate shopping now. I don't enjoy shopping now. Maybe for clothes. Um, I've lost weight. But grocery shopping is a bore. And I'm sitting in the parking lot. I've been sitting here for about 10 minutes. And, excuse me. And I kept thinking, man, wouldn't it just be great for me to pull up and get my stuff? And they have been doing curbside pickup, or whatever you want to call it, for the last 2 years, and I'm just now seriously considering it, because it seemed like an expense that was unnecessary. But when you think about your time and your effort, and you think about the $10 or so that they charge for somebody to gather up your items. Now, produce I wouldn't do, but other items, just gather it up, have it ready for you. Like, it feels like a luxury, but it's really an opportunity to preserve some of your time in exchange for just a little bit of your money, when you're spending all that money in there anyway. And the longer that you're in there, the more money you spend. So it's almost cheaper just to have somebody do it for you. Anyway, I say all that to say that I've been thinking of ways to reduce my stress, because I'm noticing that I'm having a hard time managing it. I told my boyfriend about this, and he has been helping me more around the house, so that I don't have I still have the bulk, but I don't have all of the housework on me, which is a blessing. Um, but really, what I want to talk about or get off my chest is um, feeling used. That is a trigger for me, to feel used. And um, yeah, so I agreed to something that now I regret. And I don't regret it because of the ask. I don't regret it because I don't want to give up my time. You know, it's because I feel like the person who asked me to do the thing does not care about me to the extent that she pretends to. And I feel like I was made to uh, feel important for the purpose of being useful. And I feel like a person has just invested a certain amount of time and energy into me so that I can be useful later. I feel that shit. I feel it. And now it's come. So I've made a commitment to myself that what I have agreed to do, I'm going to do it, because I said yes, and I'm going to commit to it until winter break. And then 2021, I'm not going to be in any more situations where I feel like they're not reciprocal, and I'm not going to be in any more situations where I feel like I'm being handled or used. I'm not doing that anymore. And I don't know how I'm going to instantly start setting these boundaries. But one way I know I'm going to do it is if I agree to something, I'm going to always give myself an out, because I don't trust myself yet. And I don't always trust that when I make decisions, it's for my best interest. And because of that, I feel like I have to allow myself an out so that I don't feel stuck in a situation I feel like I put myself in because I was too afraid or too naive in the moment to say no, or to set my terms, or to be the one to be at the have the advantage. I don't think like that. And most of the people around me outside of, you know, my family, they think like that. So I have to start thinking like that. And it doesn't matter what a person says. It matters what they do. Now, I feel like intentions are important, absolutely. And if someone intends to do me right and they harm me, I think it's more than someone who intends to, who feels indifferent about me and what they're doing happens to benefit me. I don't know why. I just want to feel valued by the people in my life and not valued because of what I provide. It keeps coming back to this. It keeps coming back to this. And I don't know if it's a self-love thing, like I just have to get to a point where I love myself so much that how other people behave doesn't faze me and I can just function out of the love I have for them. But then why? Why do that? Why spend my time and energy and effort on someone who doesn't reciprocate my feelings? And we can express our feelings differently and we can have different love languages, but I'm talking about a core difference in how we see friendship. I'm talking about a core difference in how we value people, not just each other, but people. Like, I don't look at, I guess what I'm trying to work out in my mind is, should I be impressed with the consistency? Should I learn the lesson, and the lesson being figure out what you can get from people, make your exchanges and your relationships beneficial to you? Is that the lesson? Because I know that this triggers me, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that I know I'm not going to go and ask for certain things that I can do myself, even if I'm overwhelmed, even if I'm stressed, even if, for one, because I don't want to owe nobody nothing, and for two, because I feel like I can do it on my own. So I would rather ask you when I have no other option than, when you are the more convenient option. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be learning how to finesse, or if I'm supposed to set boundaries in the beginning and stick to those and not feel guilty about those. If boundary settings is the lesson that I'm supposed to, I don't know what the lesson is, but I know that there's one, because this is bothering me, and it has bothered me for the last few days. Well, since she asked me. And the excitement of it, I was like, yeah, I'll do that, you know, because a part of me wants to be able to provide that, and a part of me just wants to be able to do it because, I just want to. I guess I just have a hard time respecting when people don't go out of their way to appear fiercely independent as I do, because I feel like I do that out of consideration and not to be a burden to anyone. And people bother me when they say that because half the time they don't realize in what ways they can be burdensome. And so I don't feel like, I feel like I have a pretty good grip on that. And even if in the beginning I may not, I'm going to always think about it. Now, that's probably because I have self-worth that has not hit its potential yet, but it's also because I feel like I'm a considerate person. And so I have all these different thoughts in my mind, and I don't know which is truth and which is, but I know that I've been seeking reasons to be upset with that person. And I know that that's my habit of self-sabotage and sabotaging things instead of dealing with them. And I do want to break that pattern. So that's why I'm trying to figure out what it is that upsets you, really. And why is it upsetting you? What is it that you need to learn or do? And, at this point, I just feel like I'm at that point where I can either blow it up or, I can say how I feel and it go left, which is what I'm expecting, just because people who have been victimized and feel comfortable there are not the people you want to criticize, or not the people you want to have a heart-to-heart with. So, just the idea of that make my ass itch. And then, I could just suck it up and do it until I don't want to do it no more, which will probably be what I do. But I'm going to be observant, and I'm going to pay attention to how that person is making me feel, how much we interact. I'm going to pay attention to it. And then if it is a thing where, our lives are just busy right now, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you don't really care about how I'm doing or what's going on in my life, except when it can benefit you. Maybe you're just busy. Maybe that's the case. And then if I glean from my observations that that's the case, then I'm going to take it easy. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm thoughtful in my responses, and I'm thoughtful about the things I agreed to beforehand, so I don't feel a certain way after I've agreed. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to also pay attention to my energy, and I'm going to pay attention to what serves me, because just because something served me in a season back then doesn't mean that they serve me now. And even though I went about things the wrong way the first time, I can absolutely remember, feel, understand, see, understand why it was I felt like I had to blow that up and sabotage it. And, I'm just getting to a point where one or two friends, maybe no friends, I'm okay with that. I get in my moods where I say, I really want a friend group. I want a group of friends, but I think I just want to take that energy and build my relationships with my siblings. And if they're not ready now, then that's okay, because I had a head start and I didn't really take it. But I'm telling you, I feel like something's about to change, and I don't know. And now that I'm talking out loud, it makes sense, because I've been hearing a lot in, um, I've been hearing a lot of, what is it, astrology. I've been hearing a lot in astrology about how, this month a lot of truths about our relationships will be revealed in this month. You know, people will make major decisions. It'll be very emotionally charged, all that good stuff, which I'm emotionally charged anyway, so this makes perfect sense to me, why I could be having these feelings. So I'm trying to pace myself. You know, I'm trying to be observant of how I'm responding to things and why. And, you know, that's growth. And, you know, I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of the fact that now that I've asked the question, the answer will reveal itself. And I'm proud of the fact that I'm trying to keep my head up and keep it level, with all the stress going on and with everything going on. And I'm proud of myself that I am doing that regardless of how people come through for me, regardless of how people show up in my life. I am proud of the fact that I keep trying to grow and I keep trying to get better, even when it's hard, even when there's other things, seemingly more important things to do. I keep at this because it's important and because I'm important and because at the end of every day, I'm the person that I gotta deal with forever. I'm the only person I gotta deal with forever. So if I'm not okay with me, then, you know, that's a bigger problem than anything else I can see. And I think that that realization is what keeps me on this journey. And I feel like as long as I'm continuing to get better, then more of my life will make sense. More of my internal life makes sense. Externally, I feel like it's a shit show, but internally, even if I'm confused, even if I don't get a thing right off the bat, I keep at that shit until I figure it out. And sometimes I'm wrong, but that just means I got to learn a little bit more. And this is the most fulfilling relationship I think I've ever been in. And the shit get lonely sometimes, and it feels like it's a lot of unrewarded work. But I want to be better. And I want to function better in my relationships and function better with myself and with others. And that starts with figuring out where the problem is. And that's all I'm trying to do. I just want to figure out, am I the issue? Am I just wanting to back out of a commitment because I don't feel like it or I actually thought it through? Or are you seriously feeling a certain way? And why are you feeling that way? So that's why I am. Um, and now, you know, like I said, now that I've taken the time to ask the question, I know that the answer will reveal itself. I guess the bigger question is this person meant to be in this season of your life? You have been, without the outings, without the things to do, you have been asking yourself this question for a long time. And when guilt and regret and remorse and history are stripped from the situation, you have to figure out if it's good for you now, how it looks now. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And I have to take accountability for how much of something not looking the way you want it to look is your fault. Like, I got to do that too, because I don't really like confrontation with people I care about. And more than that, I don't like to be. I would be fine with confrontation if at the end of it, if our mutual goal was to understand the other person, and we didn't come away from the situation until we both felt understood. That to me, even if I don't agree with you, you know, I am much more prone to understand when I feel understood. I mean, duh, right? That's common sense. But I don't think people uh, realize how important that is. So I say all that to say, still figuring my shit out, as always. And, this video didn't need to be that long. But it's okay because I talked my feelings out. I don't feel anxious anymore about it. Now I'm finna go in the store because I've been stalling and get this food to feed my family. And this is good. This is like a therapy session, just sitting here talking through my feelings and being able to feel like I'm heard without, interruption or somebody just completely getting you wrong. So I will be doing more of these because I feel like I benefit from them. And I feel like, whatever works. I'm just trying to come up with a routine. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just trying to come up with a routine that works for me. So anyway,